I had occasion this morning to ask Rav Olbaum from Two Garden Hills a question that has been on my mind for many years. There are many references that we have in our davening to Mehera. Mehera Yibane HaMikdash. Uh, if you want an example of almost extreme Meheras, look at the bracha of the Malshinim. And there we talk about, even in Nusach Ashkenaz, where we don't even say as many of the speedies as we do. With an instant, Biمیנו. Go on and on about how we want it right away. And I can only imagine that wanting it right away is something that's been going on many centuries. These are the nuschos of Nei Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh, Bimheira V'Yameinu. Why not just ask? Uvnei Yerushalayim Ir HaKodesh. We align ourselves with what Hashem wants by asking for that which He promised. He promised that He would build Yerushalayim, so we ask that Yerushalayim should be built. What is the meaning of an expression that can really cause people a certain loss of, almost a loss of faith, if you will? We don't just say we want something, we want it now. Imagine saying to your children, okay, Kinderlach, need you get into the car, we're going now, and they don't move, or they move 1 centimeter. I imagine that most people would feel a little bit unhappy that their request that something should be done mehera is not being taken terribly seriously. So why do we bother to ask that things should be happening mehera, bimheira v'yameinu, when we are leaving it up to Hashem, and we've been leaving it up to Hashem for 2,000 years? So why do we almost frustrate ourselves, if you will, by saying these expressions of let this be kirega and bimheira v'yameinu? So he gave me a number of insights, and I thought that they would come together in with an interesting story. He said, in the name of one of the Gedolim, he has an encyclopedic memory. I was driving, so I didn't have any occasion to write it down. He said that one of the, I think a Hungarian Gadol wrote that why did Yaakov bless Ephraim and Menashe, that they would be Shvatim, because they were born before I, Yaakov, came to Mitzrayim. Children that will be born to you after I've come to Mitzrayim, so they're not going to be Shvatim. But the 2 children that were born before I came to you in Mitzrayim, they will be Shvatim. And this Gadol said, because the yearning that Yaakov had to see his father created a reality where as if these children were born in the presence of Yaakov Avinu. It's as if they were Shvatim, because they were not born afterwards in a new chapter, a chapter where Yaakov is part of the background or the history. They were born where Yaakov was an active part of the story. And that was because of Yosef's yearning for his reunification with Yaakov. Now, I don't have all of the details worked out regarding the story of these two sons, but the idea that you accomplish something by yearning for it, you accomplish something spiritually, both in yourself and in the ultimate outcome, which is that they become Shvatim, that reality is created by the yearning. And the more intense the yearning, the more of that reality that is created. So in a sense, we are not asking that Hashem should bring it by the end of Shmona Esrei. You know, we just said Bimheira and Kerega, and so all of these things should be, by the time we say Oseh Shalom, all of these things should already be in place. The answer is that this is not about when Hashem is going to bring the Geula. This is about the degree to which we are aligned with our tzipiyah, with our yearning. This is what Mitzapeh Yeshua is about. The Mitzapeh Yeshua is now. So it's not just an expression, we want Mashiach now, that somehow demands Mashiach. It is that we are aligning ourselves with our yearning for Geula, for the Malshinim to be destroyed, that we are creating a new reality within ourselves. And a person who just says the words is going to get stuck on this bimehera. Somebody who, for example, is living a very comfortable life not without Geula. And he says he wants Geula. So when does he want Geula? He wants Geula when he's finished with his asakim, when he's finished with whatever it is that he's doing in the Galus world. So he wants Geula. But Chazal said, no, don't do that. Say Bimheira v'yameinu. And it will force you to pull yourself out of that Galus mentality. The mentality that says that basically we're managing. We're okay. And we'd like Geula. Whatever. So I thought that it was a worthwhile addition. I don't know how many others have been bothered by all of these bimheras that we say, to the point where I'm always assuming that if all of Klal Yisrael is saying bimhera, so then it's going to happen. I was actually surprised at the Atzeret when everybody, hundreds of thousands of people together, were proclaiming the Achdus Haborei, saying Shema Yisrael, and then saying Hashemu Elokim. I simply assumed that we would walk home escorting the Melech HaMashiach. And the answer is we did change. What changed is that we made ourselves more aligned with our tzipiyah Yeshua. And indeed, when the Yeshua comes, it will reflect the fact, just like the sons of Yosef, who were born while he was yearning for his father, became, so to speak, children of his father. So our yearning for the coming of the Geula is very, very well will be seen afterwards in the end, will be seen as having been a part of the coming of the Geula. But the point of the B'mehera V'yameinu is for us, not a manipulation of Hashem. It's a way of our affirming that we are in Geula mode, that we're not living in Golus mode, that we're living in this intense yearning. You'll say, yeah, but that intense yearning just leads me to frustration. And the answer is, this is not about when Hashem brings the Geula. This is about when will we be fully aligned with the yearning for Geula. So after having spoken to him, I thought that it would be a nice thing to share, that we can each intensify our connection to Geula without becoming frustrated, because we're accomplishing something by the yearning itself.